All right, good morning and welcome to this Active Flow and Breathwork class. My name is Brian and I'm delighted to be with you this morning. This morning I have a announcement here. So for a minute or two, I need to take a moment to make an announcement, and that is that Veterans Gratitude Week, which is Veterans Yoga Project, the organization that I dearly support and love and provides these classes for you. Veterans Yoga Project, Veterans Gratitude Week is our biggest fundraiser of the year, and it starts tomorrow. And it's actually a little longer than a week. It runs from tomorrow through the 17th. And so, anyway, there is a link in the chat window. Find out information about Veterans Yoga Project, have an opportunity to donate, or you can simply text VYP, Veterans Yoga Project, VYP to 707070. Veterans Yoga Project's Veterans Gratitude Week essentially provides the funds that allows us to do this for you all year long. So if you're called to, please feel free to make as generous a contribution as your heart can stand. And if nothing else, please let others know about this opportunity for them to support you and your practices in this way. All right. Now, for today, we are going to, as always, we're going to find our supports. We're going to lengthen our spine and come into the present moment through our breath. We're going to raise gratitude. We're going to set our intention. And then we're going to move to our mat, and we're going to move through some movement practices that'll ground us into our root or first chakra, where the basis of our support for the rest of our energetic being. The chakras are symbolic of the energy body or our energetic being. So we're going to work on the support feature of our energetic being today. We're going to do some first chakra work. And then we'll move up into the third chakra a little bit to stabilize in the navel point. And then maybe if we have time, we'll do some nice breathing and bring everything into our hearts and open our hearts. All right, so with that, remember our first guiding principle of support preceding action. So find your supports. Come into a supported posture, whatever that looks like for you, whatever form that takes for you. Take a moment to bring yourself into that. Come into this place. Come into this space. And then, having established yourself in your supported posture, feel into the physical sensation of connection between your body and whatever part of your body is touching something. Feel that sensation of connection at that part of your body, and then bring your energetic focus to those parts of your body. Imagine that you could extend roots or energy down through those connected parts of your body, down into the earth beneath you, holding firm and steady. And then from that energetic rooting down, I invite you to lengthen the side body, lengthen the spine, lengthen the crown. Keeping the spine elongated and aligned, experiment with tucking your chin and nodding, shaking your head to feel that release at the back of the neck, so that you can feel the full length of your spine from the base to the crown. And holding yourself elongated and aligned, come into the present moment by turning your attention to your breath and begin to breathe in and out through your nostrils. And follow your inhale into your body, wherever it may go in your body. And follow your exhale all the way out, letting go completely, without stress, strain, or extra exertion, just full inhales and complete exhales. And this is the practice. Ground, breathe, settle into the present moment. This is the only thing required of you. Everything else that I offer and suggest and invite you to do from over here is just that, an offer, a suggestion, an invitation. The only requirement for you is to be present and to breathe. And you are in the privacy of your own space by design. And do your practice, do you. Listen to the wisdom of your body. Honor that wisdom by giving your body what it needs. Modify any posture at any time. Come out of any posture at any time. Take any alternate posture at any time. Just sit and breathe at any time. That is all. All right, I invite you to choose on your next inhale to float your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space and to allow to arise in your heart space gratitude. Any one thing for which you are grateful, maybe the Veterans Yoga Project. maybe these classes, maybe today for you, just the possibility of gratitude. And whatever arises when gratitude is called forth, I want you to see that clearly in your mind's eye. And I invite you to anchor your gratitude in your heart space and to hold it there for your practice today. And then finally, if you choose to today, I'll invite you to set an intention for your practice, perhaps a simple intention to just keep your gratitude anchored in your heart space, or to just be present with each inhalation. And whatever your intention is, I invite you now to state it to yourself. Hear yourself in your mind's ear as you state your intention in a clear and declarative voice as if it is already done. And listening for the echoes of your intention in your being, I invite you to take a full inhale. And as you exhale, if you choose to, allow your chin to drop to your grateful and intentional heart and offer a benediction to seal your intention. As I say, Namo, Namaste. And release your hands, lift your chin, take a full inhale. A complete exhale. And make way over to your mat. We'll begin our movement practice. So we're going to begin today standing, I believe. I think we'll start standing up. Come to the top of your mat. Actually, come to the center of your mat, because we're going to work in the center of the mat today. So come to the center of your mat and just take a moment to find yourself standing. So shake out your leg. Ooh, wow, you're like me and your hips are sore. Maybe it's even challenges to shake out your leg. And then begin a little bit of light stepping. We're not marching yet. We're just a little light stepping, a little light movement. While you're moving, while you're moving your feet, maybe let your arms kind of wiggle, your shoulders kind of wiggle, maybe not. Maybe just a little bit of fingertips wiggling. Maybe pick up your feet a little higher. Maybe get your knees engaged a little bit. All right. Keep moving there. Maybe pick up the knees a little higher. Maybe find your march step, maybe not. Your rhythm and your practice. So, work your way into movement in a way that works authentic to you. If you like, take your arms up and then down. Now we get a little tricky for you here. If you like, begin to alternate so that your opposite knee and opposite elbow begin to come toward each other in the direction of each other. And then begin to align your breath with that movement. Inhaling and exhaling. A couple more here. Woo. You're just warming up the body and getting some blood flow going. Okay. And then let everything settle. Take a full inhale. Roll your shoulders. Turn your palms forward. Feel your feet balance. Take a breath. Sigh it out if you like. Open your mouth and exhale. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Bring the feet underneath the hips. Now, if you are young and vigorous and you can do a jumping jack, then you're welcome to do jumping jacks. I will be doing stepping jacks, which is what us old folks do who have hip and knee issues. And it's simply a matter of, on the inhale, you'll step to your left and bring your hands overhead. On your exhale, step back to center. On the inhale, you step to your right. And on the exhale, and that is your movement. So just do this, your rhythm. Inhale, step out. Exhale, step in. And you can find your own pace, so maybe you begin to feel into this a little bit. Maybe it begins a little more fluid for you, maybe not. And we're just warming the body. We're only going to be here a little bit now. If you're doing jumping jacks, you're just doing jumping jacks at your rhythm and your pace. All right. A few more here. Maybe you pick up the pace a little bit, maybe not. Not trying to stress or strain. Remember, in our practice, come back to center. Roll the shoulders, relax the knees and ankles. Take a full inhale. Sigh it out through the mouth if you like. Inhale here. Exhale. Whew. All right. Bring the legs a little bit wider than the shoulders. Turn the toes out. Now, very important here that you honor your body. And so, if you have a chair, you may want to press against the back of the chair. I'll turn sideways so you can see that. I don't have a chair handy, but I'll imagine there's a chair in front of me and I'm got the back of the chair. I'm using the back of the chair to support myself. If you have a bolster, I will demonstrate with a bolster. You may want to put a bolster here at whatever height is appropriate for you. We're going to do a squat. So your squat is to the point where your heels begin to come off the mat. That is your edge. So do not exceed that. Remember, we're calm, steady, focused on the breath, and moving within our own body. So if this is your squat, then this is your squat. And you just do you. Okay? That's the practice. So put that back up. Yeah. You have your chair or your bolster or your blocks. Maybe a block is what you need. Then you're there. Your feet are slightly wider than the hips. Toes slightly pointed out for stability. Find your support. Root in. Okay? Now, take your hands to your waist, or better yet, take your hands out from the shoulders, palms down, so stabilizing, right? And then you're just going to bring the hips down. Now, you're imagining there's an imaginary wall. I can't. Well, maybe I can. I don't know if you can see this on the wall. So imagine that imaginary wall behind your back, and you're going up and down the wall. We're trying to keep the spine straight. Trying is the key word here. Trying. Okay? All right. We're just going to be here for a minute. Ready? So, inhale the arms up or to the posture that you wish. And then exhale, you're going to come into your squat. Then you're going to inhale and come back up. And this is the movement. Inhaling and exhaling. Finding your rhythm. Your pace. Maybe you hear some good morning crackle, snap, crackle, pop. There's your myofascial tissue and joints open up. Maybe not. Maybe you've been up for a while, moving around. All is well. Breathing in and breathing out. Moving with the breath. A few more here. And inhale up. Release the hands. Roll the shoulders. Bring the feet back underneath the hips. Turn the palms forward. Take a full inhale. A complete exhale. Sigh it out if you like. Inhale here. Let everything settle. Now in focus. And the work is on our supports. The first chakra is our base of support. Root support. What are you rooted into? What is the basis of your security? The first chakra is about security and safety. Where do you find your security? Where do you find your safety? Can you root into the present moment? Being in privacy of your own space. Can you find the supports of your own space? Now, a lot of us, we deal with trauma and the residual effects of trauma, promote prolonged and repeated exposure, complex traumas. We have a lot going on. And so our focus in this practice is to bring ourselves back to the present moment. What can I feel right here, right now? Where do I feel a sensation of connection? When I start to get lost in my story, Can I bring myself back? How do I bring myself back? What do I do? I look for something in my own environment, something familiar. You could focus on a color, find something blue. You could focus on the smell or sensation, what aromas are available. You could focus on a sound. Maybe you like to anchor on my voice, maybe not. Maybe you like to anchor on anything but my voice. And what am I feeling? And where am I feeling it? All right. Okay. Now we've got a modified squat here called frog. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring the heels together. Now, if your heels don't come together, don't sweat it. But, just take your heels where you can. But the idea is to try to bring the heels together. And we're going to hinge forward into a forward fold and bring our hands out just in front of and underneath our shoulders. And we're going to place some weight into our hands. So our hands are a support here. So maybe it's hard to do percentages. So you figure out for yourself, what amount of support do I need from my hands in order to be comfortable here? Now the movement, I'll turn sideways so you can see this, the movement is simply another squat. And we're just going to bring the heels down toward the hips. Now, in this one, the heels will come off the floor for most of us. Some of you may be able to have that flexibility. For most of us, the heels will come off. All right, and then on the inhale, we're going to straighten the legs and release the forehead toward the shins. Modified forward fold. Exhale down. Spine comes up. Breath. Inhale. Exhale. Now, we're going to do 14 of these, or some number thereof. You do the number that's right for you. So, exhale down. Inhale up. If you're a count person, you begin to count. If not, just be in your practice. Now, some of you may only go this far, maybe just a little bit, and that's okay. There's no winning here. There's no prize for getting your buttocks to your heels. It's just a matter of what's right for you, what works for you. We're just generating strong, grounding, supportive energy from the feet, up the legs, into the base of the body, the perineum, the bottom of the hip girdle, the pelvic bowl. Wherever you are, I don't know where you are. I kind of lost count of myself, so I'm going to assume that this next one is 14. Inhale up. And exhale, roll the body up. Turn the feet in. Relax the shoulders. Full inhale. Woo. Side out. And then got one more posture here for the support. Now again, you may want a block here in your squat. We're going to go into our squat. So maybe for you, you want to support yourself in your squat. You can utilize your block. Just ensure that you're not really sitting. You're just using a block to support you, or you can use the hands on the block to help support you. And again, you don't want to go to where your heels begin. If your heels are coming up, you've gone too far. Put it that way. All right. We're going to settle into our, put that back. Settle into our squat. Maybe your arms come inside the thighs, maybe not. Straighten the spine a little bit. And breathe. Long, deep yogic breath. Full inhale. Complete exhale. See if you can settle into this posture. See if you can find stillness. Breathing here. Full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. a full inhalation, a complete exhale. Take a cleansing breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, find a way to support yourself. Maybe bring your hands behind you. Maybe just bring yourself down in any way you can, but bring yourself down onto your mat on your back. We're going to move on to our backs. And extend the legs. Extend the arms overhead. Interlock the thumbs. Bring the toes and heels together. Let the toes fall toward the ceiling, neutral. And then as you inhale, lengthen through the fingertips, lengthen through the heels. Dorsiflex the toes back towards the face. Press along the back side of that body through the heels. Feel the back of the legs, the back of the body. Inhale here, get long. And then exhale, release and switch the interlock of your thumbs. Press the toes away from the face. And then inhale, get long, extend through the fingers, extend through the toes, feel the length along the top side of the body. Breathe in. Exhale. Bring your hands together, interlace the fingers. Steeple the index fingers to get long. Cross the left ankle on top of the right. Take the ankles and the feet to the lower right corner of your mat. Take the hands and arms and head toward the upper right corner of your mat, creating that big opening side body, left side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. Inhale here. As you exhale, let everything come back to center. Switch the interlace of your fingers. Make it be the awkward way. Bring your feet back to neutral, your head back to neutral. Uncross the left ankle and then cross the right ankle on top of the left. Take the feet to the lower left corner of your mat, maybe outside the mat, maybe not. Take your hands and arms and crown of the head toward the upper left corner of your mat, opening that right side body, feeling that big stretch there. Establish yourself in your posture and then breathe in. Breathe out. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let everything come back to neutral center of the mat. Uncross your ankles, release your hands. Bring your hands down by your sides, palms down. Oh, excuse me. An inadvertent breath. Full exhale. All right. Inhale, bring the knees into the chest. Exhale, reach up and squeeze a little bit. Let's stretch a little bit here. So bring your right knee in towards your right shoulder as you extend your left leg along the mat. Let the foot and leg come down. Left leg comes down. Relax the left leg. And then just gently bring your right knee closer to the chest. Now your head and shoulders are relaxed. There's no need to put tension in here. A lot of us try to grip and we grab and we're going to pull and I'm going to get. Don't do all that. Just find a stretch. You're opening through that hip. We're going to begin to move energy up into the hips and core here in a moment. And we're just opening and preparing for that. Maybe take a moment here to take your right knee and circle a little bit. Make some circles with that right hip and right knee in one direction. And then maybe go in the opposite direction. Maybe just little tiny circles, a little bit of movement. Maybe bigger circles for you. Then come back to neutral. And again, bring that knee in toward the shoulder, toward the chest. towards that armpit, breathing here, full inhale. Exhale, release the right leg long. Take your arms down. Just notice the subtle differences in your way you have sensation in those hips. And then bring the left knee in towards the chest. And then reach up and squeeze. Bring the left knee down. Relax that right leg down. Open through the hip girdle. Breathing here. Take the left knee towards the armpit or towards the shoulder a little bit. Maybe opening up a little bit. And then begin maybe to do some circles with the left hip and knee, one direction. And then reverse, move in the opposite direction. Maybe small, maybe big, depends what's available to you here in this morning practice. And then come back to neutral, reach up and bring that left knee, squeeze a little bit, create a little space. Breathe in, breathe out. All right. And then release the left leg long and notice, again, bring your hands down by your hips. Notice the sensation in your hips. Where are we here? Beautiful, right on time. Life is good. Okay. All right. Now inhale both knees in toward the chest. Press your hands down into the mat. Now, for additional support, bring your thumbs underneath your sits bones. That's the bottom of your hip girdle. Or even more, bring the back of your palms underneath the SI joint at the top of the buttocks. Just depends on what support is available and required for you. Utilize your supports. Remember, support precedes action. Establish yourself here. Get long and relaxed through the crown. And then bring the right knee in toward the chest and extend the left leg long. Keep the left leg slightly thick. And then when you switch your breath, you switch your legs. So we're going to begin to piston the legs with the breath. So inhaling and exhaling. Moving at your rhythm and your pace and your breath and your practice. In the privacy of your own space, doing your practice, listening to the wisdom of your body, seeing what your body needs and wants, offering your body. Now feel the support of your lower spine against the mat. Now the higher you angle your legs up your wall, the more support you'll get from your spine. So maybe you want to experiment with that, taking the legs maybe halfway up the wall, maybe towards the place where the wall and ceiling come together, or maybe even directly up over the hips. Doesn't matter. Just move with your breath is what matters. We're aligning movement with breath. The lower that your legs are towards the mat, the more your thighs, your quadriceps, your hamstrings, your hip girdle, your pelvic floor, and your core muscles will need to be involved. Wonderful practice here, though. Feeling into your supports, right? Full spine support here. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, inhale both legs long. And exhale slowly, let the heels come down, let the toes fall up and turn the palms up and relax and let go. Breathe in, full inhale. Complete exhale, sigh it out. Lion's breath. Release any tension, release any constriction or contraction, any tightness. Make any adjustments you need to be supported here. Just let go for a moment while you take a breath. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Continuing to move our energy up into our core, into our navel. Navel, now that we've established some energetic flow in our root and in through our hip girdle, our navel is needed to support us in our further practices. So you're going to take both heels toward the ceiling. Dorsiflex toes back toward the face. Again, find your supports with your hands. Maybe you bring your hands underneath your sits bones or your SI joint, depending on where you are. Now we're going to start simply. Make sure that lower spine is supported on the mat. Exhale one leg down. Inhale that leg back up. Exhale the other leg down. Inhale that leg back up. Continue to do these scissor kicks or one leg at a time with your breath. Now, if you feel fully supported here and you're engaged and you're beginning to feel the wonder and beauty of this particular practice, you can do both legs. Moving with the breath. Remember, breath is strength. Balance is focus, or focus is balance. Breath is strength. So use your breath here. Support yourself in this practice. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. Strong in the core here. The navel is the place of self-discipline, self-will, self-responsibility. This is our place where we find, and when they say, find yourself, one more here. Inhale up. Exhale, release the legs down. Let the toes fall open. Turn the palms up and let go. Take a full breath, a cleansing breath, full inhale. Exhale, side out. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. All right. Okay. All right. We got one more. This is all core here. So you have variations. You can simply be here. Bring your heels and toes together. Toes toward the ceiling. Bring your palms down by your sides. Palms down. Work here. Engage your core. Now, we're going to do breath of fire, which involves pumping the diaphragm. If you are pregnant or on your menstrual cycle, please do not pump your diaphragm. Please simply do long, deep breath only. Now, options here. I'm going to go to full expression first. So we're going to move into this full expression of the pose. So you're going to lift the feet and the shoulders, 6 inches, 8 inches, a foot, something like that, and lift the arms and hands, turn palms facing each other. All the energy is right in the core here. Now, you can have one leg down. You can have both legs down. You can have both legs up, but the shoulders and head down. You can support the back of your shoulders with an arm or with both arms. Any variation, you keep your hands down. Any variation that's right for you. We're literally going to be here 1 minute, and I will actually make sure that it's exactly 1 minute by making sure we've got the timer. All right. And of course, you're going to be here and listen to the wisdom of your own body and do what's right for you. And so you come out of this or modify this in any way, shape, or form. All right, so find your posture, your variation of the posture. Take a full inhale and begin your breath of fire, your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. Very challenging posture. So notice where your mind goes when you're challenged. Notice what happens to your mental, emotional state. See if you can bring your breath in, your focus back to your breath. Just breathing. In and out. right here, right now. Full inhale. And gently exhale, release the feet, release the crown, release the back and the palms, let the toes fall open, let go. Take a cleansing breath, full inhalation. Whew. Complete exhale, sigh it out. Take a moment here to let everything kind of settle. That's a challenge for sure. So let everything settle back in. Check in with your gratitude in your heart space. Check in with your intention that you set earlier, perhaps. Check in with the physical sensation of connection to your mat, the supports along the full backside of your body. Check in with what's happening energetically in your core, in your hips, and in the base of your body. Notice what's shifted for you, a little bit of mindful movement, what we call this stuff. All right. All right, having activated and energized the base of support, the root, having moved a little energy through the hip girdle, and then come into the navel and established ourselves firmly in our navel core. We have now created the pyramid of the three lower chakras. So imagine an upside down pyramid. So imagine the base of the pyramid is just above your navel, just below your heart. And then the two side angles of that triangle are coming down inside the inner hips and pointing down between your knees, down to the root below, down to the earth below. We draw energy from below at the three lower energy centers. And we use that drawing of energy from the low. Remember, we talked about extending roots. When roots go down, they grasp and hold us in place, but they also extract the nutrients from the soil that we use to live, to grow, to change. This is our work. We've established ourselves in the core, in the sacral area, and in the navel. Now we have this broad and energized triangle of support for our heart. And so let us bring our heart to the seated posture, and we'll begin to breathe into our heart to open it. We'll do some breath work here to open the heart space. Now that we've got ourselves established in the lower, we can bring the heart fully to bear. And so, I invite you to bring your hands to your knees, palms up, thumb and forefinger lightly touching. This is our wisdom mudra. When we're establishing ourselves in our supports again, find those places that are connected, root in, lengthen and elongate the spine, tuck the chin, and allow everything to come center. Reaffirm your intention, reconnect with the breath, and begin to breathe in and out through the nostrils. Feel yourself here. Now, again, we're going to breathe here. We're going to have three separate arm positions. We're going to start with the hands on the knees. That allows us to be rooted and supported at the navel. And then we're going to bring the arms up, palms up, and arms at shoulder height. This will raise an energy into the heart. And then we're going to bring and extend it out from the heart, which is a wonderful thing about the heart chakra. It crosses and connects to everything. And then we're going to bring the hands to prayer. We're going to be here 1 minute for each of those postures. And so I invite you to establish yourself. Take a cleansing breath. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Hands on the knees, thumb and forefinger together. Inhale to prepare. And to begin. Establish your rhythm, which may be very different than mine. Remember that the inhale and exhale are equal. A lot of times in these breath of fire we tend to get a little over exaggerated on the exhale because that movement of the diaphragm back and down somehow feels more dynamic to us. We have more control, which is our issue. We want to have control. We have more control of that diaphragm moving back and down than we do of it releasing and opening up and out. But we want the movement to be equal. We want the breath to be equal in volume and intensity and in duration. And so see if you can make sure that you're not overexerting here. We're calm, we're steady, we're focused on the breath, and we're moving within our own body. And from there, I invite you to take the arms out from the shoulders if you choose to, continuing your breath. Now, with the exception of the diaphragm pumping, the body is very still. The awareness is on the breath in the nostrils. The focus is at the brow point if the eyes are closed, or if your eyes are just narrowed, just look at something not moving beyond the tip of your nose, but your attention is inward. We're just sitting and breathing, something you do all day long. And then if you choose, I invite you to bring your hands to prayer and continue your breath here. Pressing the fingertips and the heel of the palm so that you feel a little bit of, not tension, a little bit of just efforting, a little bit of grounding effort. So you're grounding into the other. And there's a little bit of a space between the actual palms. It's almost like you're sort of cupping the heart here. Thumb knuckles are resting lightly on the sternum. You can feel the heartbeat beneath the hands. You're connected to your heart here. And all that energy that you just gathered up from your arms being extended, reaching outward, now you're bringing that energy into your heart space. Take a full inhale. Gently retain this breath while you lift at the base of the spine, at the pelvic bowl, at the heart, at the navel. So you're lifting up from the perineum, from the cervix, lifting up at the hip girdle, at the sacral area, pulling in at the navel, relaxing the shoulders down and tucking the chin in. So everything's coming to the heart, centered in here, very still, very soft, very quiet. And then release. Release the lift, release the hands. Let everything settle here. Notice where the energy goes. Notice where you are. Be in your own breath and in your own body. Allow calm. Allow steady. Allow stillness. See where we are. Oh, perfect timing. All right, we've got one more. We'll just do three. Okay, we'll keep it simple. We got one more to stabilize the energy at the heart space. So if you like, keeping that thumb and forefinger lightly touching, bring the palms forward, bring the arms up, bring the elbows to shoulder height. And then from here, the breath is just simply a long, deep yogic breath. Full inhale. And exhale out the mouth. So purse the lips slightly. Nothing explosive, just making a little bit of an O with the mouth and let the exhale go. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhaling nose. Exhaling mouth. Very still. No extra effort at all. Maybe the breath gets a little quiet. Maybe you can hear some interesting little whistling on the inhale and exhale for you. Just notice for yourself. We're just breathing deep and long. Maybe extending the inhale and exhale as we get into it, maybe not, just being fully present with ourselves here. Now, if you notice your arms and elbows start to dip a little, that's fine. Just bring them back up or let them dip. Don't let the arms get in the way of your breath. We're just sitting and breathing. Body very still. Awareness on the breath. Focus at the third eye or at the tip of the nose, but actually the inward focus, especially if your eyes are narrowed and you're focused beyond the tip of your nose, that your inward focus come to your heart space. Check in with your gratitude that you anchored in your heart space earlier. See if you can embody or imbibe yourself into your heart space. This is an open-hearted posture, a centering-hearted posture. We're breathing into the heart, energetically and stabilizing the heart, allowing the heart to open fully or as much as it will, allowing ourselves to lead from the heart. Imagine that your heart is breathing your body here. Let your next iteration be your final iteration. So that as you complete your exhale, you gently release your hands into your lap. Left palm in lap, right palm on top of the left, palms up. Body very still. Just take a moment to let everything settle here. Be very, very still. Then I invite you, if you choose, gently make your way onto your back on your mat. If you prefer to take your guided rest here and seated, just move into your guided rest from here. Otherwise, bring yourself to your mat on your back and prepare for guided rest on your back by letting your toes fall open, by taking your heels as wide on the mat as is comfortable for you, by bringing your palms down by your hips, palms up, by relaxing the back of your head and shoulders and bringing your lower spine in contact with the mat. And whether you're seated or on your back, take a moment here to avail yourselves of any additional supports that you may want in your guided rest posture. Maybe you have an eye cloth. Maybe you have a blanket or a shawl. Maybe you have a bolster. Anything that might provide you with just 1% more support. Take a moment to bring that to bear. And established in your support, let go. Your task here is to simply rest. Now, this is a posture, just like every other posture we did. So think about what's required in order to let go and rest. What do you need to do in order to let go? Can you be at rest? Release any shaping of the body, any shaping of the breath, any shaping of the mind. Release any analysis. Release any conversations, judgments, criticisms, condemnations, competitions. Let go of all and allow. Allow yourself to be supported. Allow yourself to receive. The breath is gifted freely. It comes and goes of its own accord. There's nothing you need to do. Feel the backside of your body being held by your mat, gravity. Allow yourself to feel the energy that you've raised in your practice today stabilize and integrate into your entire being. Imagine you can envision yourself at the cellular level, trillions of cells vibrating and oscillating in an entangled mess. Yes, that's what you are. Imagine you could feel the healing that is occurring at that level from the work that you've done in your practice today. Allow yourself to be for a moment or two in silence, at rest. And if perchance you notice that your attention has wandered away, I invite you to bring gratitude to that noticing. It is, after all, the nature of the mind to wander, and just gently and compassionately return your focus to your breath. On your next inhale, begin to return your focus to your body, perhaps wiggling your fingers and your toes, maybe rotating your wrists and your ankles. Continuing to reawaken the body on your next inhale, I invite you to bring your heels toward your hips. This obviously is, of course, if you're on your back. If you're seated, just reacclimate to yourself, recheck in with your gratitude and being in your seated posture. We'll join you here in a moment. If you're on your back, bring your heels toward your hips, your knees toward the ceiling. Extend your right arm alongside your head so that your bicep is near your ear. Prepare yourself mentally and emotionally to roll to your right side. And when you are prepared, and only when you are prepared, gently, gently roll yourself to your right side, allowing your right arm to cradle your head and neck like a pillow. Take a moment here on your right side to reacclimate and prepare yourself to be upright. And when you are prepared, and only when you are prepared, I invite you to bring your left arm in front of your torso and leverage yourself back to your seated posture, reconnecting with yourself in your supported seat, feeling into your supports, lengthening and elongating your spine, reconnecting with your heart space. I invite you once again, as a seated posture, to bring your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space and allow to arise in your heart space one additional thing for which you are grateful, perhaps. And as you witness yourself in gratitude in your space, I'll take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you from this space. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. I'm honored to be here, truly. And as always, in closing, I invite you and encourage you to stay here in grateful witness for as long as you like. And more importantly, when you do rise, please take your gratitude and the echoes of your practice with you as you go through the remainder of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing day.